I asked people to recommend me books they didn't like, and now I'm reading them. The 42nd book of the Another Man's Trash Reading Challenge was Atonement by Ian McEwan, and I have indeed finished it. The book is 4.5 stars. I think the reading experience is the same, but I'm going to have to noodle on that a little bit. This whole thing was a fascinating experience. From the pacing, because you do indeed spend 50% of the book getting through the events of one evening, and then by the end of the book, it's 60 years later. But you have that, you have the overall narrative structure, you have the intentions of the central character of the story, Bryony, and then you have these absolutely gorgeously complex themes and this amazing prose. It's like the would've, could've, should've of it all, you know? I want to talk for a second, though, about Bryony's conflict and her character, because she is the linchpin. She is the one that you can point to and say, if you had made a different choice, things would have been different. And there are a lot of angles from which to examine this. She was 13, she's straddling the line between being a kid and being an adult, wanting to be the significant person in the room, wanting to be the storyteller, wanting to be the person that says, I know best, listen to me. And all of a sudden that moment is presented to her. We can look at this from the outside perspective and say, we know that's confirmation bias, right? She doesn't know that. But what she does know, and what you cannot let her get away with, we can see that she is not 100% sure, that she has doubts. The cornerstone of this book is an ethical conflict. What do you do when you know you made a bad choice and it had a devastating impact on the lives of other people? Do you have the courage to stand up and say, that thing that I said, that thing that I believed, that choice that I made that did harm, that was wrong. It was wrong, and I know better. I may have even known better at the time, but I didn't know how to take it back. And so we're watching her deal with and cracking under the pressure of this guilt. But what's at the heart of all of it is, it's one thing to realize, it's another to fucking do something about it. And that's where a lot of people get hung up. And somehow in this book, we see all angles of that situation. Personally, I think it was done extremely well. And then when it's all said and done at the end, just when you think you know what's going on, you don't. And I was left going, okay, does action indeed speak louder than words? What if the words are the action? And what is too little too late? This is not a happy, good time book. I'm very glad I read it. I probably will read more by Ian McEwan. Very complex, very interesting. So on that note, on to book 43. Okay, that was the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This particular copy ended up on my shelves courtesy of Tori. So Tori, thank you so much. I'm excited to finally be reading this. This was recommended 9 times between the wheel and all the lists. Based on what you know about me and how I read, do you think I'm going to think that the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is trash or treasure?